Coming to you live from downtown Windsor, this is a St. Clair College MediaPlex production.
Good evening, I am Dale Kabukin.
And I'm Sydney Langlois, and you are watching
the MediaPlex Insider. About 4,280 General Motors auto workers have joined the strike in Canada. The strike includes union workers from the Oshawa Assembly Complex, St. Catharines Powertrain Plant, and the Woodstock Parts Distribution Center.
Salvation Army have started their food drive. Elliot St. Aubin went out to cover this story.
The Salvation Army held a food drive to raise support for the homeless people of Windsor. Here is Shannon Banwell, the Community Engagement Specialist at the Salvation Army, to talk about the first annual Salvation Army food drive.
So we are holding this food drive to recognize World Homelessness Day, which is on October the 10th.
They are collecting food for their very own food bank at the Salvation Army Windsor Center of Hope.
The food drive, so we are collecting canned goods for our food bank, and we reach roughly 180 people in Windsor every single week.
In just a few hours, they were able to collect a ton of food.
So far we've collected, I know we've stuffed a few cruisers. They're totally full.
They hope the food raised today will help the homeless people whenever they need it.
With the food insecurities, with the housing shortages all over Canada, it's a huge issue in Canada. So we're hoping to raise awareness, and hopefully we can help those in need.
World Homeless Day is October 10th, so if you want to help out, donate to your local food bank or Salvation Army. For MediaPlex News, I'm Elliot St. Aubin.
Constable Lauren Briscoe from Crime Stoppers gives us our weekly Crime Stoppers update.
The Windsor Police Service and the Windsor Police Services Board approved the reward increase from $5,000 to $20,000 related to the Geraldine Butterfield homicide investigation. On Saturday, May 25th, 2019, around 7:30 p.m., officers responded to 591 Wellington Avenue and found the deceased 63-year-old female in her apartment. The Windsor Police Service's Major Crimes Unit became involved in this investigation. It has been, if you have seen any suspicious behavior around 591 Wellington Avenue on May 25th, 2019, or know any information on this ongoing investigation, contact Major Crimes Unit. If you wish to remain anonymous, contact Crime Stoppers at 519-258-8477 or go online at catchcrooks.com. I am Police Coordinator Lauren Briscoe.
Let's head over to where Zachary Balog is, standing by with an early look at the weather. Zach?
Well, Dale, I'm kind of just sitting here given the weather. Well, we certainly fell into fall head first. Currently, it is overcast and 11 degrees. So are we going to warm up, or is this it? I'll tell you in your 3-day forecast a little later on in the show. Back to you.
A candlelit vigil will be held for the fallen in Israel at Beth El Synagogue, Windsor. Here is Jesse LaRouche with the report.
Just last week, Hamas reignited its war against Israel. Since then, the death total has risen to 900 Israelis and 1,600 total. Tonight at 7 p.m., Rabbi Shalom Galperin will be hosting a candlelight vigil here at Bethel Congregation. The vigil starts at 7 p.m., and he stresses that it is not to do with politics, it is strictly prayer. For MediaPlex News, I'm Jesse LaRouche.
It is time for a City Hall report. Reporting live is Saloni Chauhan.
Welcome to Windsor City Hall, the beating center of our vibrant community. I am here to give you some great developments and important information. City Hall is here to help, whether you are a resident, business owner, or a visitor. Your input and participation in determining the direction of our community are valued by them. This week, Ward 4 Councillor Mark McKenzie will be joined by the Mayor Drew Delkins and member of City Administrative for the Ward 4 City Meeting Hall. A representative of Department of Finance will be on hand. It takes place at 6:30 p.m. at Kaboto Club, Galileo Hall. For the MediaPlex News, I'm Saloni Chauhan.
Windsor Fire and Rescue will be holding an open house on Wednesday for Fire Prevention Week. Here's Cam Segan.
It's Fire Prevention Week, in the city of Windsor. On Wednesday, Windsor Fire and Rescue will be holding open houses at all city fire stations. Firefighters and fire prevention officers will be in attendance between 6 and 8 p.m. Station locations are scattered all across Windsor. So let's all say goodbye to those pesky fires and hello to clean air. From MediaPlex Insider, I'm Cam Segan.
No matter what time of year it is, it's always a good time to cozy up with a good book. And to that end, we have a special guest. Irene Moore Davis is an author, public speaker, and an educator as well as the programming chair for BookFest Windsor. So Irene, BookFest is this week. Can you tell us when and where?
Oh my goodness, so it's happening Thursday through Sunday this week. It starts Thursday through Saturday at the SoCA School of Creative Arts, and then it moves over on Sunday to the 14 Restaurant and Sky Lounge for a beautiful view.
Awesome. So who are some of the notable authors?
Oh my goodness, we have over 30 authors coming from across Canada and one from the US, and we are so thrilled that they are going to be here. We have the likes of Craig Shreve, whose novel The African Samurai already has a Netflix deal, a series in the works. We have Don Gilmore, who has won the Governor General's Literary Award in the past, an incredible author. We have many award-winning poets and fiction writers. We have a whole evening on Friday the 13th of horror and gothic novels, so that's going to be incredible too.
Yeah, this sounds like quite the event. So how has this grown over the past few years?
Oh my goodness, you know, we've been doing this since 2002, and it has grown every year. We started with just a one-day festival. Now it is a 4-day festival with additional school and university events on the following day. Always exciting. And we're just so thrilled. We're having a Marianne Shadd Carey tribute on Saturday at 2:30 with the esteemed, renowned Marianne Shadd Carey scholar, Jane Rhodes from Chicago, who's coming in. Leslie McCurdy will be performing in the role of Marianne Shadd Carey, so that's happening. Howard McCurdy's autobiography is being released at this festival as well. He is no longer with us, but his good friend George Eliot Clark, the Poet Laureate of Toronto and former Parliamentary Poet Laureate of Canada, finished the book for him and edited it, so that's being released on Saturday at 4. A lot of great things going on.
Yeah, this all sounds so amazing. So can you tell everyone why an event like this is so important?
You know, we've always at BookFest Windsor tried to address the lack of awareness of Canadian literature that exists, especially in a border city like this. So many people are very fixated on American literature and stories from across the pond and so on. We really want to cultivate interest in Canadian literature, get people to know and be excited about Canadian authors, so we do that every year.
Awesome. So I see you brought books with us. Do you mind showing us one of them?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Hale Gaderi is this incredible award-winning poet. She's going to be here Thursday night. I mentioned Craig Shreve, African Samurai author, an incredible author. This, again, already has a Netflix deal. It's that good. And Body Snatcher is amazing. Anuja Varghese is up she's one of the 5 finalists for the Premier Award for Emerging 2S LGBTQ Writers in Canada. So many great people are coming.
So now it's time for Madcast. Here's Veronique and Rebecca with more.
Hello and welcome to Madcast, a podcast where we feature the programs in the School of Media, Art, and Design. I'm Veronique Mandel.
And I'm Rebecca Wright. The advertising program looks like a lot of fun, and I think it's a really cool opportunity for those thinking about taking this program to see and hear from those who will be teaching you.
And joining us today on Madcast are a couple of the mad guys. Program coordinator Steve McEachern.
Right here. Yeah.
And Professor Scott Briscoe. And so why don't you start by sort of telling us a few things about the program?
Okay. Well, the advertising and marketing communications program, I always like to make sure that everyone understands that it's the advertising and marketing communications program and not the marketing program, because those are two separate things. Mm-hmm. Our program covers a lot of things about marketing, but it also identifies the marketing problems, but it gives the kids opportunities on how to solve the problems, and that's what advertising does. So that's why our program's unique compared to other business type related programs. And that's why we're in the School of Media, Art, and Design, because we have to come up with creative solutions to solving marketing problems, and that's what we teach.
Absolutely.
And there's a whole digital aspect to this now, right?
Yeah, so I guess in the past 10 years, just because the industry's changed, right? So a lot of people think too it's like jingles and TV, but there's quite a few digital classes. I think there's close to like 12 now, or
We have 12 now, and we have more
coming.
We have more coming. We're going to do cyclical review next year. We've got a couple more in our wheelhouse, and we have more right now. We have more digital programs in our advertising program than any other advertising program in the province.
Wow.
We are way ahead of everybody.
That's what the students love too, right? So when you think about advertising, the stuff that they do and that they like TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and creative, that's what we do here.
Now that you've seen and heard from these two fellas, if you have any questions, if you want to set up a tour, if you want to meet in person and discuss further, meet with Coordinator Steve. His email is listed at the bottom, or you can give him a call at 519-972-2727, extension 4295.
Right on.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Goodbye.
everybody. Terrific.
This podcast was made possible by the St. Clair College MediaPlex and the School of Media, Art and Design. I'm Veronique Mandel.
And I'm Rebecca Wright.
See you on the next Madcast episode as we highlight yet another Mad program.
Let's head back over to Zach Balog for a look at our 3-day forecast. Zach?
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty mad about the weather. As I mentioned at the top of the show, it's fall and it really does feel like it. So do we get a rest? Let's take a look at your 3-day forecast. On Wednesday, a mix of sun and cloud and a high of 17. Thursday, a chance of showers and a high of 15. And on Friday, a chance of showers with a high of 17. And both Thursday, Friday, wet. And that pattern seems to continue through the weekend into next week. I'm Zachary Ballog with your look at MediaPlex weather.
Sydney Langlois went out to bring us this behind-the-scenes look at the typical Windsor Spitfire home game.
A typical Windsor Spitfires game day for our activations team and game ops department begins about 9 a.m. on a normal game day. We get here to the rink. We begin by starting to print out all of our game day scripts. That includes our promotions script, game day timing entrance script, our Jumbotron script, our host PA read scripts, and various other ones as well. From there, we move into beginning setup. We have to lay out all of our shovels for our operations team members, set up the mini game jerseys for our on-ice intermission games, prep any equipment for intermission games. Things are always changing on a game day around here, whether it's a staff member that calls in sick, technical difficulty problem with the Jumbotron computer-wise, internet going down. Moving into 5 p.m., our activations team members begin to arrive. We all sit down before a game and have our pre-game meeting, going through our promotions and activations script line by line, going through every promotion that we have to do during the game, between t-shirt tosses, gift card giveaways, as well as our introductions and player openings. Once that puck drops, it's full force ahead for the game, running around the stands, the concourse, and lower level, completing all our different activations and promotions, along with intermission activities. When it comes to community comes first for the Windsor Spitfires. It's a big part of our organization, always giving back and bringing the players out and getting them heavily involved in the community. Community is an important part for the Windsor Spitfires to get out there and get involved.
For the MediaPlex, I'm Sydney Langlois. If you like shawarma, then this report is for you. Marina Stanoyev, tell us more.
Steak and Shawarma on Chatham Street in downtown Windsor is a hidden gem of the city. Located across from luxurious snacks lies a family-friendly owned business that has a variety of dishes that they create on their own, including unique, authentic sauces that are made from a variety of fruits, such as banana, blackberries, and mango, and their most signature sauce, Sweet Heat. They are the first to make a shawarma poutine in the city. Their food is moderately priced. They also open late.
shawarma, we never use the shawarma spices like all the natural. We come with my own spices, our spices for the chicken and the beef. I'm not saying it is better than anybody else, but it's different. That's why people are enjoying it.
They have excellent customer service and are in a good location downtown Windsor. But this also makes it a very calm environment. Hidden to the eye is what makes them a hidden gem of Windsor. For MediaPlex, Marina Stanayev.
If you're looking for all things entertainment, well, Zach and Riley have you covered. Here is ZNR Entertainment.
Hi, I'm Zach.
And I'm Riley.
And we'd like to welcome you to our segment, ZNR Entertainment,
where we'll be talking all the latest in TV, movies, music, celebrities, and more.
So stick around to see what's in store for this week. Today, I'm sitting with Ken Amlin, who runs KRA Productions, Inc. So, thank you for being here, first of all.
Hi, Zach. Thanks for having me.
So, I gotta say, what got you interested in production?
Well, production, movies, you know, growing up, loving movies in general, that's really where it all started. And in high school, a friend of mine, Corey Bissett, came to me and said, hey, we should make a movie. And naively, not knowing how the hell to do this, we decided, of course, we love movies, we know movies, we should make a movie. And we jumped in head first, and it was really baptism by fire. All-time favorite movie would definitely be Monty Python and the Holy Grail. It was my 7th grade teacher showed a clip of that film in our English class. It was the witch trial. We were performing a Macbeth scene or something like that. And I immediately went home, went right to Blockbuster back in the days of VHS and rented a copy of it and watched it over and over that night until I ended up just buying a copy when it came out on DVD years later.
For those of you out there, be kind, rewind. What makes a great short film?
A short film, the things that make a great short film are the same things that make a great feature film. It's storytelling. You need to tell a great story. And, you know, short films often get confused with short skits. A skit is a great little scenario, but a short film kind of becomes more than that when you can tell a story. You have to tell all the same elements in a much tighter time frame. You only have a minute maybe to set up the world and explain what's going on before you can go through all the same beats that a feature film would do.
Alrighty, so what advice do you have for anyone who wants to go into filmmaking, or specifically short filmmaking?
Well, now is a better time than ever to do it, right? You can pick up your iPhone and start shooting something. You can grab some friends, come up with an idea. Everything is at your fingertips. You don't need to go buy specialized equipment. You can shoot right on your phone, you can edit on your phone, and obviously as you develop, there's no shortage of equipment that you can buy to help, but everything you want and need to get started is right there.
Thank you so much for your insights, and thank you so much for being here. Our thanks to Ken Amlin for joining me this evening. You've been watching This Week in Entertainment, Windsor Style.
Another new segment we are featuring this year is Talking Pictures. Here's Dylan and Blake.
She called after you'd left. I told her you were going to nab the murderer. She came right over.
I didn't answer. My thoughts were still in the arms of a classy babe.
All right, welcome back. We got 2 more talking pictures for you here today. We got the introductory shot for Clark Gable's character in Gone with the Wind, Red Butler. And we got the introductory character shot for Barbara Stanwyck's character in Double Indemnity. 2 bleeding hearts begging for something to attach themselves to, although very different perspectives. Almost as though the perspective that we're given in one is just inversed in the other. One looks down at the staircase, the other looks up at the staircase, but they're both looking at something that they desire, but it's a dangerous desire. There's a fatal attraction to it, which is in tune with how noir films operate their screenplays. Now, the danger contrasts well with each other, mostly because one suggests mental or emotional danger, whereas Scarlett's character is charting into territory that she just cannot be sure about, whereas the other is a threat. that you're looking up at and wondering, how can this ruin my life? And Phyllis Dietrichson, Barbara Streisand's character, does end up double-crossing, just like you would expect from a noir. You'll have to check out that picture to see how it all unfolds, but Edward G. Robinson's gonna be a stick in the mud. I'll tell you that for sure. Now, each shot does suggest a different tone by the colors alone. Glamour is all over Gone with the Wind. It's luscious, it's beautiful. And when you compare that to Double Indemnity, there's a cynical underbelly underneath everything that it frames in the shot. So you're given the cues as the audience to just feel threatened by these frames that you're given. And of course the staircase separates the subjects, which always a nice touch. All right, those were the two shots we compared. This was Talking Pictures. I'm Dylan Moskovsky. And I'm Blake Moskovsky. If you care to submit, you're always free to, but we will keep this up. We will keep comparing shots that have a story to tell together. So start thinking about other shots you might want to see on this show. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for that.
Aha! So that's where he's hiding. Sorry, Scarlet, ma'am, but I have to do my duty. Okay, Yankee, stick 'em! Up!
And finally tonight, what was once a popular Windsor stage for local musicians, located in Jackson Park, has fallen into disarray over the last few decades. But as Madeline Mazak explains, one Facebook group is dedicating itself to resurrecting the old and forgotten structure.
I played on that band shell in 1972, and that's quite a few years ago. Things have really changed. It doesn't look as modern and cleaned up as it was back then, but it's not too bad. We came out on stage, it was our turn to play. We came out on stage and there's a microphone stand over here, one right here, and the band's all ready and set up to play. And I go up to the microphone with my hands on my electric guitar, both hands, and I go, "Hey everybody," and the microphone, it felt like a pair of pliers grabbed my face because I got a shock like you wouldn't believe it, because I was standing in a puddle of water.
Gosh.
And knocked me back, you know, my eyes were watering, and and then we just played.
But everyone was out here because this was the show that ended the summer.
End of the summer for the people that were here, but the end of the summer for the people playing in the bands too.
Yeah.
We went to school 2 days later.
I decided to go to the local history library to learn more. If the band shell once meant so much to so many people, why is it forgotten today? On September 2nd, 1972, Scotty and his band, The Galleon, competed in the Battle of the Bands. Thousands of people weathered the storms that night to watch the competition. Labor Day weekend in Windsor back then meant one thing: the Firefighters Field Day, an annual fundraiser for the Firefighters Benefit Fund. A parade down Olette Avenue ended in Jackson Park for a weekend of celebrations, drawing out thousands of people. But the band shell we see today is not the original. It is the replica of the original band shell that, ironically, burnt down in a devastating fire alongside Windsor's grandstand in 1957. I wondered if anyone else in Windsor wanted to see the band shell restored as well.
My name's Sarah Lestage, and I'm heading the group of individuals looking to have the Jackson Park band shell repurposed. It was covered in different just trash, refuge from the landscaping that was being done in Jackson Park. I really didn't expect the kind of response that I got with over 1,000 likes in just over a month. I also had people reaching out, asking to volunteer, even just to come clean up the space, Ideally, I'd love to see Jackson Park Bandshell brought back to life for public and community use. I'm really optimistic to see this happen.
Having worked at Fog Lounge for almost a year now, I've become familiar with Windsor's music scene. I decided to reach out to some musicians to see what they thought.
My name is Zach Vivier.
I'm the bass player in Hutch.
I'm Sebastian App. I'm the guitar player and lead vocalist in Hutch.
Robbie Survey, the drummer in Hutch.
Is this thing on?
As a musician, you see like a stage and you just see like a potential like instantly, even if it's like run down, you're just like, you know, a coat of paint and this thing's ready to go. Just get a PA and a coat of paint and you're all set.
Yeah,
right?
man, it would be fun, but a little DIY.
Like that park and that area, it's just like screaming for like something cool to happen there. Like, I don't know, like as a band, like it just feels really good to play outside. Like it's kind of like a different feeling and it's really nice. And then like I love watching shows outside. Like we played like the Island Unplugged and everyone has like their own fold-up chairs.
Yeah.
And they just kind of sit around and everyone's having a good time, and like something like that could even happen at the Bandshell and people would love it. Like growing up, you know, like the older I got, it was like more people just saying that Windsor was like boring and there was nothing to do. And I think we kind of found something to do in the music scene and we're like, oh, like shows are fun and that's something to do. So we never were bored, but like to have a stage and to have like a pretty good like run of events going, I think, you know, people wouldn't really think that anymore, and I think that's why people are excited, is because it's like the potential for something to do.
Yeah, the memories at the stage. I have a few. They're rock and roll show memories. I made a lot of friends. Right here, this is where it starts. You could fit 5,000 people here, and more on the bleachers. There could be 5,000 people viewing an event off the stage.
That would be amazing.
It'd be thrilling.
Thanks for tuning in. I'm Dale Kabukin.
And I'm Cindy Langlois, and you've been watching the MediaPlex Insider.
This has been a St. Clair College MediaPlex production.
It's always been my passion to be part of a news team. I love the adrenaline rush of being there when news is breaking. I wanted to learn how to get the story and know how to present it. On radio, in print, on television, or the web. I wanted to learn from the best, and I did at St. Clair College.